Welcome to the deep dive. Today, we're jumping right into the 17th century Caribbean, looking at the really complex life of Thomas Indian Warner, born around 1630.
Yeah, his story is all about being caught in the middle, isn't it? This state of in-betweenness.
Exactly. His father was Sir Thomas Warner, the English governor, and his mother,
A Kalinago woman from Dominica. So, right from birth, he's straddling two completely different, often opposing worlds.
and that made him, well, useful to the colonial powers, but also deeply suspect.
Absolutely. A valued intermediary one minute, a potential traitor the next. It's a tightrope walk.
Finding the solid facts is tricky too, isn't it? Sources clash, like even on when he left St. Kitts.
Yeah, there's debate. But the general picture is he left after his father died in 1649. Seems his stepmother treated him pretty badly.
Even though Philip, his half-brother, apparently tried to defend him.
Right, Phil did try. But Thomas chose to leave anyway. He went back to his mother's roots.
And you have to think about his upbringing, right?
Mm-hmm.
Educated in the English household, speaking English, French.
Mm-hmm. Fluent.
Yeah.
But living on St. Kitts, an island founded basically on the massacre of his mother's people, the 1626 Bloody Point Massacre.
That kind of contradiction, it must have shaped him profoundly. You can see why he'd later resist colonization so strongly.
It totally fuels his later actions. He goes to Dominica, his mother's home.
And he doesn't just visit.
No, he immerses himself completely,
What?
learns the Kalinago ways, gains respect, and actually rises to become a chief.
Wow. So his mission then becomes...
Keep Dominica as Kalinago land,
Oh.
an inviolable homeland, protected from outsiders.
And he wasn't just about fighting, he was a diplomat too.
Incredibly shrewd. He used his languages, his understanding of the European powers, the whole geopolitical climate.
Which led to that treaty, the 1661.
Yes, the Treaty of St. Charles. That was a major achievement. It got the European powers to formally recognize Dominica and St. Vincent as Kalinago reserves.
So like official protection.
Legally, yes. On paper. It bought them time, decades of relative autonomy, really, the direct result of his skill in negotiation.
But being that effective, that visible, it made him a target.
Uh-huh. Big time. In 1665, the British named him Deputy Governor of Dominica.
Was that genuine or just a move?
Purely cynical strategy. They wanted it to look like friendly local control.
Ah, okay.
And crucially, they wanted to use him as a pawn against the French nearby.
And the French saw right through it,
Oh, immediately. They weren't fooled. That appointment basically painted a target on his back.
leading to his capture.
Exactly. In 1666, the French grabbed him, imprisoned him for 2 years. Shows how dangerous that bridge position was. Trusted by no one, really.
Okay, so fast forward to 1674, the end game. It starts with a raid.
A Kalinago raid on Antigua. And guess who's governor of Antigua?
Philip Warner, his half-brother.
Bingo. And that incident gave the overall governor, Sir William Stapleton, the excuse he'd been waiting for. The justification to, well, eliminate the Kalinago problem.
Horrific, and Philip carries it out.
It's chillingly calculated.
Yeah.
Philip sails to Dominica, supposedly for talks with Thomas.
Right. Peace talks.
Yeah, quote-unquote peace talks. He gets Thomas and his men drunk, then murders them. Cold blood.
Fratricide. During a supposed negotiation. And it didn't stop there.
No, that was just the start.
Yeah.
It was followed by a wider attack, a massacre of maybe 100 villagers.
Yeah.
The place is still called Massacre today.
Just unbelievable. What about consequences? Philip committed murder. Fratricide, even.
Well, he was arrested. Sent to the Tower of London, actually. So initially it seems like maybe justice would be served.
What?
But he was shipped back, tried in Barbados by a colonial court, and acquitted.
Acquitted. How did they possibly justify it?
This is maybe the most revealing part. The defense argued Thomas Warner wasn't protected by English law because he was, quote, never baptized and was only an Indian.
So they basically declared him non-human, legally speaking, expendable.
Pretty much. It showed the system would always protect its own.
Yeah.
Just devastating.
And yet, despite that brutal end, his work, it had a lasting impact, didn't it?
It really did. Dominica wasn't properly colonized until 1763. That's nearly a century after his death. His diplomatic and resistance efforts genuinely worked for a long time.
But he's not a household name. Why is he sort of forgotten outside the islands themselves?
I think it's because his story is messy, didn't fit neat boxes. Mixed race, dual loyalty, chief and diplomat. He defies the simple good versus evil colonial narrative.
Right, he's too complex.
And that complexity often leads to historical erasure. His story wasn't convenient.
Which leaves a final thought for you listening. I think about whose stories get deliberately sidelined or lost when they don't fit those simple binary classifications. What does that tell us about how history gets written and who gets to write it? Something to ponder from this deep dive.